Oh, I don't mind. I don't know if I have that much of a big wisdom to share with you guys, but let's see. I
So,
see some students here. Is it evening there?
yeah, it's evening.
Now?
It's almost, I think 6:30, 6:40, 40 minutes past
Okay.
7 p.m. here. So if you don't mind, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I will introduce myself. My name is Sanna Heinonen, and I'm a teacher from Finland, Oulu. Oulu is a city quite up north. It's almost at the Arctic Circle. If you have studied where the Arctic Circle is, so it's quite north, and Oulu is a city of about 250,000 people. And I work as a special education teacher in a secondary school with students aged 12 to 16. And I also work as an advisor teacher for the city of Oulu, planning and executing different kind of international collaborations. And my responsibility is promoting the Asian and African languages like Chinese, Japanese, and Arabic. So we are trying to create possibilities for studying those.
Yeah, that's great. I think it'd be nice to hear the way you are working there in your country. So
Yes.
here we have a few students with us, and I would like to start with some of my students.
Yes.
Yes, Lohita, you go ahead and interact with ma'am. So Lohita, I am just unmuting yourself. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello there. My name is Lohita Girja. I live in Battiprolu. I am 13 years old. I am studying 8th grade. I wish to grow up to become an English teacher. I am profusely elated to interact with you. May I ask you a question?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Finland seems to be following holistic learning instead of cramming information. Could you please tell us about it?
So, yeah.
Can you please?
Yeah,
There was a small
holistic learning. That's what she's
holistic
asking.
learning.
Yeah, holistic learning.
Okay. So holistic learning is something that we base all our teaching here in Finland on. So we understand that us people, there's a holistic kind of approach to us, so that if it affects us how what kind of home situation we have, and what kind of different needs we have for learning, and what kind of life situation we might have. So we try to take everything into consideration, and we try to see the pupils in the school for as not only as our students, but as individuals who have different kind of interests and needs and backgrounds. So this is kind of what everything in our educational system builds on.
So that's the reason I think the worldwide, I think many educators across the globe, they are so keen to investigate to research about your education system. And many educators, even from my country, also happen to visit your country and to know more about your special features of your education system. And so we are so proud of you, because you belong to that particular country, and which is so famous in the world exclusively for its education system. And we respect the way your schools are being organized, and the way the curriculum is being implemented in your country. So it is definitely is a 100% a role model to all the schools across the globe.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Lohit, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah. Taslima, it's your turn. Taslima, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. My name is Taslima Nasrin. I am from Battiprolu. I don't have much hobbies these days, but in the future, I would like to become an English teacher. I am blessed to interact with you, ma'am. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Please do.
Do you have any training sections? How frequently do you have?
Well, we have for the professional teachers who are working. Do you mean how often do we have
Yeah,
different kind of trainings?
yeah,
Yes.
how often in a professional, I think in order to improve your
Yes.
professionalism, and do
Yeah.
you have any training sessions?
Yes, we are encouraged to get more training, and our employer is always very open-minded if we suggest that we will participate any kinds of training. So the teachers are also allowed to follow their own interests in that sense. So there's a holistic approach also to the teachers, that we have different interests and different strengths. So we are encouraged to that, and there is a certain amount of training that we need to be doing every year so that we keep our pedagogical skills up to date. And we also have at school, we have afternoons where our employer and the school district has organized us some trainings.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to know about the way I think the training sessions goes on. So when you have the training sessions, especially in order to improve your professionalism, how frequently do you have these sessions? I mean, once in a month, or do you have a schedule where all the teachers of a particular region meets, get together, and they discuss about the new innovative approaches or innovative things? So do you have such atmosphere?
We have that kind of atmosphere, but we don't have set dates for that. So every year there is a different emphasis on different kind of, we notice that we have a need for the teachers to be trained more about something, and then we organize it to those teachers who need it. And I would say that every once a month we have something related to educational training in our school for our teachers.
Okay, nice. So my dear educators, if you are interested to interact with our guest teacher from Finland, please raise your hand so that I can unmute yourself so that you can interact with ma'am. And if you are interested, please raise your hand. Educators from my region, Andhra Pradesh. If you are interested to interact with ma'am, just raise your hand so that I can give you, yes, Mangarani Garu, you can interact with ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm Mangarani. I'm working as a secondary grade teacher, and I want to ask a question. What are the best strategies for slow learners, especially for primary children?
I mainly work with the students aged 12 to 16. So the primary school children are, well, maybe we have a different system, but our primary school children, they are a little bit younger. But we offer our students, of course, in the classroom, we try to support. We have school assistants working alongside with the teachers, helping the students to work in the classroom. And of course, then when we give homework, we might give different students different kind of homework. Not necessarily so that those who have been slow or who have difficulty learning get more, but so that they get appropriate, they get what is important, they get those things to be practiced at home. We also offer, we use many kinds of teaching materials in the classrooms, and many of the students are able to get the books. They will get these codes that they can also listen to the books. So they don't only have to read, but they can listen, because it's very important that, well, not everybody learns by reading. Some learn by doing. Most of us learn best by doing. But then some people need the audio that will support them, their understanding. And then we have special education teachers in the schools who work with the students, we try not to take them all together away from the classrooms, but we might go to the classroom and work with the teachers, or sometimes we might work in our own classrooms with the teachers and get them to understand the core of the learning. So we are using many different kind of methods to support the students. Thank you.
Okay. Deepthi, are you ready? Deepthi, go ahead.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
My name is Deepti. I'm studying 7th grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing games. My future ambition is to become a software engineer. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Please do.
What kind of special teaching aids are accessible to you at classroom?
Well, like I explained to the previous question, we have different kind of materials that we can use with different students, and then we have the school assistant who have been trained for their work, so they know how to work with the students and support them in the classroom. And as special education teachers, we work together with the teachers and the school assistant, and we are specialized in knowing different kind of methods for supporting the students, and we share this knowledge with our colleagues. And sometimes we go also ourselves into the classrooms and work with the teachers and the students, and sometimes we can work with the students in our own classrooms. So we try to see what is helpful for each student and try to help them so that they will understand at least the core of what is being taught.
Yeah, that's amazing. Jagadish, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I'm studying 6th grade at ZPHS Ailaram. My future ambition is to become an army person. Can I ask one question?
Please go ahead.
Do you have special syllabus for special education?
Could I get that question again, because the connection is a little bit bad now. Can maybe teacher help? Your mic is closed.
Jagadish, would you mind repeating the question one more time? Would you mind?
It was also about special needs, but I couldn't hear it because the connection was bad.
Actually,
Do you have special syllabus for special education?
Yeah, well, we do have. It is possible for us to modify the studies for the students' needs, but we try to follow what is the same kind of education for everybody. It depends on the students' needs and what is essential and what we feel is relevant with for the students to learn. And we work together with the parents and other specialists like doctors and so on to understand best what is the learning skills of the students and what can we teach and what kind of methods we need to use.
Yeah, Sanna, actually, in this regard, I have a question for you. So you have just mentioned that you also collaborate with the doctors and even the psychiatrists also, because you are teaching for the students of special education. I mean, students with the special needs. So would you like to be in touch with the doctors and the psychiatrists in your school? I mean, do you have the doctors and psychiatrists in your school? Or do you like to take their help in designing the curriculum for the individuals?
Yes, well, we consider that all our students have the right to get special education if they so need, because sometimes you might be sick for a longer time from the school and then you fall behind and you need some tuition for that. Sometimes it might be that you have some things worrying you and your learning skills are a little bit lower than they usually are. Or or something happens to you, and for some reason you just need a more quiet place where you can learn, and you need more attention for a certain period of time. So we feel that all our students, we believe in integration. We mainly keep, like I told you earlier, we try to keep our students in the classrooms. But in order to make the integration, in order to make an inclusive education, we need to, again, come back to the holistic approach. So we need to see the child as a whole. We need to work with the parents. We need to work with, if there is a doctor, if there is a psychologist, a social worker, anybody working with the child, we need to all work together to better understand what is the situation in all.
That's really.
And sometimes, yes, and usually it is the parents who are in the center of this. So they have the connections to all of these parties. But then we will meet maybe usually we meet in the school, sometimes we meet in the hospital. It depends on the situation where we meet, and we discuss the situation together. And we also try to hear from the child, what is their vision to the situation.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So Sai Nagasri, it's your turn.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Sai Nagasri, a 7th grade student. I'm profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to interact with you. I feel proud to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
What kind of activities would you like to do, international projects and collaborates?
International projects. Right now, I would really very much love to come to India and see you in person and talk to you guys. But for the international projects, I think it's really, really nice what your teacher is doing here, that he has organized. We are using these internet opportunities to meet each other this way. And we can learn from each other online. I think it is very educational to go somewhere and meet the people and see the schools and see where they live and how they live. So these kind of international activities are always very good. But I also appreciate very much this kind of interaction via internet.
Yeah. So you have the students with special needs, and is it possible for you to collaborate with other countries and other students across the globe? And so do you involve your students in any such international collaborations?
Yes, of course. Yes, when our school has school is collaborating with another school, then, and maybe we have a mobility, we will travel to another country, or we have other activities. Of course, we have all our students are allowed and welcomed into these projects.
Yeah. So my dear educators, if you are interested to interact with our guest teacher, educators, my dear colleagues, and please raise your hand so that I can connect you with our guest teacher. And meanwhile, I would like to ask one of my students to interact with you. And Kusma, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. My name is Kusma Sri. I am studying 7th grade. My hobbies are reading books and playing games. My future ambition is to become a software engineer. Can I ask you one question, ma'am?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Kusma. So Kusma, you muted your microphone. Please unmute yourself.
What special care should we take to improve our pronunciation skills?
But I think that all of you have been speaking really, really good English so far. And I think that the only way to improve ourselves in any language is to use it. So we need to use it, we need to speak it, and we need to be interactive with other people. And this is the way that we improve our linguistic skills and pronunciation.
So, Sana, in your opinion, how do you see Finland education is different from other countries? I think you have been to India and you have been to other countries as well. So, how do you
Yes.
see Finland education is so different from other countries?
Well, I think the big difference is that we don't have like a dual system. So we don't have private and public schools in that sense. We have some private schools, but they are very, very few. So everybody goes to the public schools. And all the teachers have master's degrees from the universities. So they are very highly educated and very qualified. So what we base our educational system on is that everybody has similar rights to learn and rights to similar kind of education. So education is free of charge. All the teachers have similar education. So they have the master's degrees, and everybody goes to local schools. We have a national curriculum that needs to be followed. In each school, there might be different variations on what the emphasis is on, but still all the schools are providing very high quality education.
So I also heard that in Finland, teaching profession is most demanding profession compared to the other professions. And based on the fact that's what I heard, I read in articles. So based on the fact that the teaching job is most respectable in the society, and the society itself respect the teachers than any other professional. So is it the fact that the teachers becoming a teacher is the highest position ever achieved any individual living in Finland?
Well, I can't say that, but I can tell you that there is a big there's a lot of students applying to the university to become teachers. So it is very popular, and there is an appreciation to the profession by people who want to study it, and of course, then again, it is appreciated generally. So our value has been it has been established in the society. So I think in that sense, I don't know if it's more demanding than engineering or being a doctor. It's just different. But I like the fact that it is appreciated.
That's great. Meanwhile, I would like to go to the one of the students, Pavitra. Are you ready? Pavitra, it's your turn.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
My name is Pavitra. I am from Kanagala. I am 13 years old girl. I am studying class 7 at ZPHS Ailavaram. I have strong interest in English language. I consider it a great opportunity to be part of this session. May I ask you a question, ma'am?
Please do.
How do you deal with the students with special education needs?
There are different kind of special education needs. So I think that we try to provide everybody the similar kind of opportunity to learn. And sometimes it means that we have to find different ways of teaching or organizing the studies. Sometimes we might have students who behave a little bit who have behavioral challenges, and then of course we need to take different approaches. But what we try to do is we try to make sure that the classroom is safe and calm enough for everybody to study, and also we try to make sure that everybody in the classroom is understanding what is being taught, and we try to support each student according to their needs.
So Sana, actually, in this competitive world, India and China are the heavily populated countries in the world. So in India, to get an employment, and in order to get an employment, and as well as to get a good education opportunity, I think the students have a great competition. So the competition, in a sense, that means the students are racing for the marks. So in this competitive world, so as per my knowledge, Finland students don't feel any stress in the schools as well as the colleges. So that's what I heard from some of the educators from your country. Is it the fact that the
Okay,
Finland,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
So the connection went really bad, and I couldn't hear it.
I would like to ask you one more time. So in the
Yes, please.
competitive world, if I compare my Indian students, and they are under the immense pressure of getting the marks, and they are undergoing immense stress. In fact, the coming from the examination point of view, they are in the race of getting more marks and more marks in order to get a good education opportunity and to study or to get an employment. But when it comes to your country, students, I heard that the students don't have any pressure, they don't have any stress with regards to the examination as well as any other aspect. Is it the fact that the students don't come under any stress in your country?
No, it's not true. Well, we have variation within the students. So some students stress very hard, they are very ambitious and they want to do well. Then there are some who are even too laid back and just, not challenging themselves enough. But I think that this is because in our country, it is compulsory to study, and everybody is provided a studying place until they are 18. So the society is organizing possibilities for studying, even though if you do badly or if you do well. But the most popular studying places like high schools and so for those you will need to have you will need certain grades, and students who want to go to these good schools, they have something in their mind that they want to go to these high schools, or so that they will need to be studying hard, and they sometimes do feel pressure. But in the lower grades, when we think about the primary children and so on, so I really hope that they are not too pressed and they don't feel stressed about their studies, but they have the joy of learning. So we try to emphasize that they will have the joy of learning.
Yeah. Ramalakshmi, in fact, our LKG, the competitive spirit students, most of the students, they feel pressure right from the elementary school here in India, because they have to score more marks, because the parents' expectations as well as the competition. I think these two factors attributed to the fact that developing a lot of stress even at the tender age. So Ramalakshmi, it's your turn. Ramalakshmi, are you ready?
Hello ma'am, my name is Ram Lakshmi. I am studying 8th grade. My hobbies are reading books and playing games and watching TV. My life ambition is to become a doctor. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Please do.
Which language do you speak?
Well, I speak Finnish, which is my mother tongue. Then I speak Swedish. We all learn Swedish here in Finland as well in the school, and English. And then there are languages that I have studied, but I can't say that I speak fluently or well, but I have studied French and German and Spanish, and then a little bit of Arabic also.
So then I think you must be a polyglot. I think you can travel across the globe because you have all languages that can be helpful to you to communicate with the people of the world.
Yes, and I have to admit that I don't stress so much about, for example, like I said, that with the Spanish and so on, somebody asked me before about the pronunciation. So I don't stress if I say in French or if in Spanish, I say something that I know that is not correct, as long as I'm being understood. So that is what languages are for, so that you can be understood and you can communicate with people.
Absolutely, absolutely, I do agree with you. So my dear educators, we have 5 minutes time is left in this time slot, and if you are interested to interact with ma'am, please raise the hands so that I can take you to our guest teacher. So educators, I think yes, one student is willing to interact with you. Sai Nagastri, one more time.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Sai Nagastri, a 7th grade student. I'm from ZPHS Ailavaram. Now I want to ask you one question. Can I ask?
Go ahead.
What we will call hello in Spanish?
Hello in Spanish. Oh, this came so quickly. I'm thinking in English now. In hola.
Hola. Or what
Hola.
about Finnish? What about Finnish?
In hey.
Finnish. Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Yes. Sorry, but like you saw here, Sainaga, that was your name. So sometimes when you have different languages in your head and you know that you know these words, sometimes you have to think for a while and then they will come up, these words. And especially if you go to some country and you listen to the language for a while that you have been studying, you will notice that after a while it starts flowing and it starts coming from you. So don't be afraid like I was confused first, like, where is this word? But it will come to you.
So you have been to India. So
I have been to India.
Yeah, you have been to India and you visited 3 more places. I think as per my knowledge, you visited Kerala and Goa and as well as Delhi, I think.
Jaipur.
Jaipur, yeah. So among these 3 places, which one is your favorite?
Oh, very difficult question because I really liked all of the places. I really like Kerala myself. I think it's so lush and green and beautiful. And then Jaipur had the beautiful mountains and I really liked that as well. And then I was in southern Goa and it was the beach areas and everything was so beautiful there as well. So I think that India, there's so many places for me to see there yet. But I really, really enjoy traveling there. And I think all the places have their own beauty.
Yeah, definitely. And we are so, I think we are waiting for your visit. Maybe next time, if you happen to visit India, and we are going to give you the hospitality from our state, Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is one of the southern states, is quite close to the Kerala. So you can visit our state and especially my school, and you can interact with my students in person.
That sounds wonderful. I really hope that the world will open soon again and we will be able to travel to different places and also meet, not only online, but live.
In person. Okay. And before we end this session, I have one quick question to ask. So in Finnish, I think I heard that the school timings, and in our school, I think as per my knowledge, the Finnish students, they finish the school so early and they start a little bit late and they end a little bit early. And would you mind saying something about the timings of your school?
Well, it varies. Like the students have different timetables. So sometimes they might start at 8 and finish at 2. Sometimes they might start at 10 and finish at 4. Sometimes they might start at 8 and finish at 12. So it depends on how old the students are, how many hours they have school per week. And then also because the timetable in the age of 12 to 16, it changes many times a year. So it varies the schedule. So it's not always the same time every weekday.
Yeah. So Sana, I have a request for you. As you know that land of midnight sun is famous for 3 countries, Sweden, Finland, Norway. So you could see midnight sun. I mean, even in the daytime, actually, you see that the daytime is so long. So you can see the midnight sun even in the daytime. I think that's what I heard. That's what I read. So is it possible to show us live images of midnight sun? Maybe in future, a virtual tour to Finland.
Yes, we will need to wait for the summer for the midnight sun, because now at the moment the daylight is about 5 hours per day up here in the north. So our days are very short, and very up north there's maybe less than 1 hour.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your valuable time, and we really enjoyed a lot. And thank you so much for all participants, and especially my dear colleagues and my dear students. Thank you so much for your time too, and see you soon.
Thank you so much. It was nice meeting you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.